Okay, today is July 4th, third quarter 2022. We'll start with BTC. I have 12 hours open at this moment. We'll have I don't have any specific plan today, but all the all the important points I'll cover as in when my mind. I'll going to keep everybody in mute for now. Okay, so you see my screen. Let me go back in past bit to set a context here to understand what is happening. Okay, so I'll focus more on the wave that began the leg that began April month. I still have to please keep yourself muted as we're recording this one. There's some noise. So if I go back even further, so I would like to split this wave into two. So I'll focus on this one, all-time high, let's say. So from a TA point of view, visualization point of view, or structure point of view, this is what has happened. This is one thing. Maybe this is okay. Let me know if it is too cloudy. I don't want to make it anyway. This is temporary. So first leg, a major consolidation, and a second leg. Okay. I'm just focusing from all-time high to the current level. So this is, you can say this is the first, this is the down wave where there are two segments or two segments, right? If you further dissect or zoom in and say on this second one, there are three segments, right? So if you want to call this yellow as first level, then I would call this as second level. Okay. This is the third, you see. I'll change the color, maybe cyan color. Okay, something like this. So this is the second level. I'm just showing you how the wave is formed, how wave is structured, how, and then their legs and the consolidation phase. So this is easy to spot because I have added this orange boxes. So this second level of down wave has is into third consolidation, and each one. So this didn't give any bound, just consolidation and a down wave. There's also sideways movement, except this one, but this also more or less the same level. So it was like very like horizontal movement. This is in fact even more bearish. There was no second attempt here. At least there was second attempt, and even third one was not bad at all, and then dropped. Right. This is how it was. So this is and now this. So then there was another like consolidation. This is where we are. So let's zoom in further. So I added this green level, green level and green box where I said major decision. So I was expecting a bounce from here. And if you look at high time frame, it's bouncing on 12 hours is red. It is also because it hit the MS3. If we zoom out a bit on a 1 day time frame, it's nice green candle. Okay. It lost some value, but still a green candle. So this is where we are at this moment. And that's why if you look at purposefully, I kept the orange box width this much. Yeah, maybe it could be this much or this much. We'll have to see. Maybe for now, I would just keep in sync with this red line, which I'm expecting, where this this bounce should continue. Now, I may draw one more line here, which is going to be like this. I'll keep the color yellow. And that is going to be, so maybe we can say first resistance is going to be somewhere near 20,800. Okay. And then if it can, so you may consider this as a first resistance. Now, when we talk about resistance, it's always contextual. It is always with specific to specific level. For example, when we talk about this particular structure, this is a resistance, but in a bigger scheme, this is a minor thing. This is nothing. Like it's not even resistance, but a flat line. If you go higher in time frame like that. So as far as this structure is concerned, the yellow line I would consider as the first resistance. And then comes this S11, again, the second one. If it can break above, which is possible, then it could hit S10 as well, which is around 23K. Which, so, but the range of 21K and 23K, mid-level could be 22K. So it may be able to hit this level where this one, something like this. I may draw this with orange color. Okay. Again, I don't want to too much go into micro level because as we come close to this level, I'll get more idea. At this moment, I would just focus on this green box where I said major decision to be made. Right. That's as per my measurement and key levels that we have. Now, one thing is for sure. So this is, we saw 12 hours one day at this moment. So as BTC is trying to bounce, everything is going to bounce, right? Literally everything. Some coin might start late, some coin have actually started a little earlier, whatever. What, so entire active list we have, or if you're using Spectrum, the Spectrum list we have, you can have a quick look at Spectrum as well later on. I think that it's going to be green, if not now, after a few hours, because BTC is not dying yet. Okay. This is short term. We have to understand this is short term. So remember when it hit this one, I said this is this is support, and then I gave this level that where it could react, and this S11 where I said it's done. And we saw that how it retraced all the way here. And when it reached here, I said it's again done. So we are trying to be a step ahead in the game. So this is one way to look at it. Another macro level trend is still down. So that the big picture is still gloomy. There's no doubt about it. Okay. The other factors that I'm tracking, like commodities, inflation, those are not stable yet. Those are not recovering. Okay. So commodities corrected, but they are going up again, and they hit the support and all. There are a few things that I watch fundamentally beyond, because crypto has no fundamentals from price action point of view. That's why the fundamentals actually from capital market driving the Bitcoin price. That's the reality. So I might focus on different areas like bond yields, commodities, what Fed is going to do, impact on that from like July month FOMC meeting, right? So all those factors. There's no one factor. The thing is there are multiple factors, and but there is one ultimate thing, which is inflation, which is driving everything. So anything that is going to contribute to inflation, because see, the ultimate driver is the fund rate from Federal Reserve. Those fund rates were increased by 25 basis point, means 0.25 quarter percent earlier. Last meeting they raised by 75. There was no talk about 75 in that previous meeting, but they had to do because they learned from the market. It should be other way around. The market should learn from Fed, but the Fed is learning from the market. Market is ahead. Market is more realistic. Market is actually reflecting the price based on the situation where Fed was in darkness or trying and kept everybody in darkness, especially those who are not aware. So if somebody was just listening to government officials, they probably would be misguided clearly. And now they committed the mistakes. It's clear that they were mistaken. But the market is smart, and that's why price action is very important. Price action tells you everything, what is happening. So market, when bond yields were going up, market was telling that the fund rate had to be increased, but the Fed was lagging behind. Anyways, that's a little different topic, off topic a bit, but it's a related topic from a Bitcoin point of view, because those things are driving Bitcoin, right? And that's a reality. So the big picture, I'm focusing on that, right? However, within the asset doesn't go down every day. There are phases, as I explained, right? So two levels I mentioned, right? The yellow, the first leg, consolidation, a second leg, and then second leg has three consolidation. This is the third one. So each one has some bounds, and these are not small bounds. They're 10, 20% bounds sometimes. And alts would go by 2-3 times, or sometimes 4-5 times, depends. So there are significant bounds of some asset could, or coin could go up by 30, 40% or 50% during this. So, and that's not trivial, that's significant. We can catch those. But the big picture is still saying it's going down, right? And all the factors that's contributing. So from strategy point of view, if I want to talk about, some people think that I need to be bullish and bearish, but you need to align with the time frame. If you decide that I'm someone who is on a weekly time frame, you don't have to go long. That person could remain short. Okay. And if somebody says, okay, I'm on a 12-hour one day, then there is a long opportunity, and so on. And there can be someone who can actually have a mixed approach. Say, you know what, I shorted long back ago because there was this risk signal, and I'm still going to keep my short position on a weekly. So the same trader could have two portfolios. He would operate on a weekly time frame, say, I'm going to keep that short. I don't mind, because I'll see if it goes above this one, because then it would change. If it breaks above S10, especially S9, this range, yellow one, then there's a big trouble for short traders. But and yeah, of course, so I'm not saying this is the time to short. What I'm saying is, if somebody had short, it would keep the short, because on a weekly time frame. So when you talk about long and short, it has to be with respect to time frame. It cannot be otherwise. You cannot say I'm long or I'm bear. You have to say I'm long on so and so time frame, I'm short on so and so time frame. And it's not either or, it can be both. You can say I'm short on weekly, but long on 12 hours or 1 day. And that is totally fine in current situation. So this is something that probably those who are new wouldn't understand and wouldn't be doing it, but that's the reality. If you are on weekly, you don't have to change anything because nothing has changed as far as direction is concerned. But there are always some bounces, as I explained, during the consolidation phase, where you can go long, or it's called counter wave. Okay, these are counter waves, and that is very common. So if this was first counter wave, then a reset, then this is likely to be second counter wave. But when the counter wave reaches to certain height, then it becomes a potential trend reversal, and certain level. When it reaches to certain level, we can say now it is reversing, and so on. So it is important that what height determines that this is not just bounce but a reversal, because when it bounces it doesn't tell you it's reversing unless it reaches certain height, and that's how the TA works. So the support never tells you that this is the bottom. Support tells you that it's going to react, and then the height tells you whether that reaction and the bounce is going to change the trend or not. Right? So the weekly trend is down, the short term 1 day is up. So some of the coins, if you look at, we are going to look at all the coins, will move faster, slower, doesn't matter, but I'm expecting everything to go up at least for next 24 hours. I'm interested because this long weekend, I'm interested to see how the market, US stock market opens on Monday. That's going to be very interesting. Sorry, today's Monday, Tuesday, I mean, this long weekend we have. So I was expecting some kind of bounce in when an absence of capital market, because the fixed income is also down. I mean, off. So the bond market is also offline at this moment. So crypto is kind of by its own. The commodity market is on, but there's no direct day-to-day impact, unlike bond yields or Nasdaq. So there's relief. So I'm especially, so at least for next 20 hours or so, this bounce could continue. So how much ground it covers, we'll have to see. Comes Tuesday, tomorrow, we'll have a checkpoint, and then we'll see. So this is weekly call. So, but since I was away, I'm going more in detail at a lower time frame, not just on weekly, but just trying to cover even, lower time frame, next, 1 day, 2 day of what might happen, not just about week or week. Right. So tomorrow we'll come to know whether this bounce will continue or not. But I think I see that at least for next 24 hours, 20 hours or so, until the market opens, it's likely to go up. And it could continue go up, as I said, up to the green level. So once, and who knows, there can be a big pump in next 20 hours and reach this. That's something impossible to tell whether there is going to be big 10-15% candle in next 20 hours, which is possible. Why not? It's possible. It might break about this in next 20 hours. You never know. So one thing is clear, that for next 20 hours, there's extremely low probability that it will make new low. That means there's this 10 to 30% of gain I see anywhere you put. I mean, especially the active coins and the spectrum coins. Okay, so this is 1 day. So I hope this is clear. We can zoom out and look at the weekly. We use Bitstamps weekly chart. I'm going to I think, let me keep the drawings on. So week over week, it has been, there's no green candle. I mean, this is green technically, I mean, definition wise, but it's kind of red because there's no gain. It closed here above this close. That's why it's green, but not really, not really a gain. Same here. It's green, but not really a gain. And here, this is green again. And this is a huge consolidation zone, as we know. MS3 region, and this is MS4, 13,000. MS5 is 10,000. So, and there is no sign of recovery here. My God. There's no sign of recovery. So I wouldn't think of 10K unless it breaks this. So we have to think. So I would right now consider 13 to 14K target on a weekly time frame at this moment. But if it breaks above MS2, if it breaks above MS2, situation will change dramatically. That's something we have to wait and watch. Okay, so starting from, so 24K plus, especially 24K, 24,500 roughly. If it breaks above, then it's a major change from this. That means we're talking about a potential reversal then. And if it can re-enter in this box, remember this rectangular box that we have been following long time, right? 29K. If it can continue going up and re-enter this level, especially breaks above MS1, 30,000, let's say 31K, then on a weekly time frame, then I think we're talking about all-time high. Then we have to forget about, then this is bottom. So when it reaches somewhere here, we can say this is a bottom. At this moment, nobody can say that. When it breaks above MS2, we can say this is a potential bottom for sure. And when it reaches here, we can say it's bottom. Because then going down from here again, extremely low probability if it can get into the box, especially 32K. So that's very simple. And this has to be simple in my opinion. Sometimes people make very complicated. And I'm saying this is a level where it could go up. This is the range. This is weekly, so I'm not going to go too much. 24K is the upper range. It can go up to 22, 24 range. That is not good enough from a weekly point of view. And if it starts going down from here, it becomes short opportunity if those who are interested in short, not in advice, but technically speaking, logically speaking, it makes sense, because then if it is rejected from here, then it will start going down and make new low. See, in worst case scenario, 10K is on the table, where I mentioned that this whole entire move could be reset. Very simple. And this is still a possibility. The whole entire, this is still that's why, but we should be fine as a group. We should be fine because we would know what is going to happen. We don't have to worry too much. We know the critical level, we have the updates, so we don't have to. Sometimes people would like to know when this 100K is going to happen, when the moon and all. Let me tell you, I think in my point of view, there's no need to know. And in reality, nobody knows it. That's the fact. Even if we can, so this is very simple. You have a couple of higher levels, you have a couple of lower levels, and we can track on daily, but we can always come back to this chart and say, okay, where it stands, and then decide. So when we see this kind of situation, when, as I said, other factors are still gloomy, the amount of money you spend has to be limited. I personally not putting 100%, but sometime if even if I put 100%, I'm very careful. I need to be online. I cannot just, so that kind of a thing. But yeah, so at this moment, let's hope that it bounces, which is indicating next 20 hours at least, and then we'll see. Weekly is still bad, and monthly, definitely it will be good. So monthly, if you look at it, monthly is still red. 5,500 is the doomsday kind of a level, which I calculated just for sake of calculation. At this moment, we don't want to talk about. So we will just focus on this and potentially maybe this. But if this changes, if MS2, MS1 is MS2 is broken, then we don't have to think about all this, because then it will become very interesting. Level is not a trivial level. Actually, this is significant level. Couple of methods, in fact, three methods that I used, and three methods give me this level as a very strong, very strong level. Only catch is the macro factors driving the price is not changing. That's the problem. This support is so strong. I feel like as if this is bottom. But since the commodities are not going down, they are bouncing, and rate is likely to go up. That's why I cannot say that. The support is so strong. And if this support is broken, 13K is the next level. I must talk about that. But then I think I don't know where it will stop, to be honest. Even 10K might not be able to stop. But we have to keep these levels, because this is when it was going down, 29K was important. But 17K is even more important in my point of view, because I know that in a bear market, so this is the consolidation limit. So 29K was a consolidation limit. When it was consolidating between 64-20, it was that limit. When it had to, when it broken down, I knew that it is going to go deeper. And this is where it is. But this is so critical. If it is broken, then it could really go deeper. That's the concern, right? But we should be able to catch it. Not a problem. Okay, so I think this is Bitcoin. Maybe I can pause the recording and take the question and then move on. I should continue the quarterly because the quarter ended recently, and it is so important. And in that, I had to first go through. See, this is what quarterly chart looks like. And this is so important. I think I had this BLX. It's not ready. And this one, check the other version. Anyway, see the problem with this quarterly chart. Look at this one. I explained earlier also, so I won't repeat the same unless you have a question. Let's see. These are old lines. Maybe give me a moment. I'll do something. Right. Let me draw a new line then. This is one line which is so important. Let me draw from here as well. This is where it is right now. Earlier, it was this around 39, 29. Right now, you won't see this, but around 30, in 30s. It's not important. This is important. You could extend from here like this. Perfect, but not bad. Okay. And this is very important to understand. In 2013, this wave went up, like, and then reset, tested this, went up, tested this, went up, tested this, testing this. So you see, I mentioned there are 2, 3 methods. This is one of the methods, you may say. And if this is broken, we are talking the monthly and weekly, we talked about correction with respect to this wave. But when you look at quarterly, this is also a confluence of whole entire wave, so to speak, because the wave, like 9 years of wave that you see here about the orange line, that is on stake. If this is broken, we are saying this the wave started from April 2013. That trend is broken, and that's significant. Now you'll understand the significance of this once you see this, and why I'm saying that 13K, 10K is important, but probably we might have a even challenging situation in that case. So it is so important that it recovers from here, because what is happening here is it's form a rounding top, which is deadly on a 12. Nobody is talking about this. I don't know why. And I've been saying this for so many months. This is something I would like someone to actually see this. What is it? Maybe there's so much bias towards the long. I don't understand. Nobody is talking unless I'm missing someone. This is a rounding effect that you're seeing here, and this orange line is a key line. Sometimes you can have another trend line which is more defensive, but you can extend. You can draw another line like this, and then but this is going to give you 55,000, around 5,000, which we have as one of the supports, remember. But this even 5,500 is significant in that case. So I would draw this as a red line, let's say. Do you see there is nothing in between? If you look at this one, this is how it is. You can extend this here if you want, because this gives you breakout levels. This chart is very important. This chart has nothing, very simple, very simple. But once you understand what is happening of course, on a technical ground, then you'll understand the seriousness of the matter here, right? So this is the first quarterly, sorry, 3 months, yeah, second last quarter. And so this is so important. So if this is broken, quarterly says there's nothing but this 5,000 plus, 5 to 6K range. That's what it is, right? Approximately. And then this is a major issue. We should not talk about more about it, because then it's anyway scary. Yeah, I don't want to add anything more because this is good enough. I just wanted to show you why the orange line is so important, why the current level is so important, because it's supported supported here in January 2015, supported in July 2015, it's supported here, it's supporting here. And if this is broken, that's not going to be good for me. Okay, so I hope you got this. And this rounding effect, nobody's talking about. Okay, we'll see. Maybe we'll keep this chart and come back after a month or two. At least you know it. So that's Bitcoin. So we have covered 12 hours, 1 day, weekly, monthly, and quarterly. And I'm sure you get everything. And yeah, but if anything still open, let me know. Feel free to ask me. Is the okay? So I'm just okay. Let's go to some alt. So right now we'll focus on relative strength of coin. So you'll get some idea. As I mentioned on Bitcoin session, literally everything will go up. Okay, for next 20 hours or so, and then there will be a checkpoint. And then if the Tuesday Bitcoin continue to go up, this all will go up. Very simple. So let's look at the relatively where they stand. So Atom bounced from this support zone as expected, right? And now it is somewhere here, which is, if you look at I can extend this whole entire thing like this actually, and it makes sense. You see? So check. So it makes sense why it is stuck here for last couple of weeks. Right? So if it breaks above that, it's a significant move. So Atom is looking good, but it has to face this. So at least some room, like a short-term point of view, there's some room. But if it can break above $9, 9.1, let's say, then it could really go up. So that's Atom. But you can clearly see this. It reacted here, so maybe it consolidated, and it may not be able to go up if Bitcoin fails to continue going up. Then the next level is this. So let me continue to add next lower level, which is this 2.3, 2.4 kind of a level. But it could spend some time here, and then we'll see. So this is important level, right? At 9.9 to 9.1 EVAX. Similar story, supported right now. This is, we can simply put a box here, and we'll check later on. I'll just simply put a box here. So it could go up to 26, and then we'll see if it can go up from there. BNB. So BNB got support, right? And now it's consolidating. I would do the same. This structure was broken. We were tracking. This structure is broken. Now it is more like a rectangle. So maybe I can remove this. Maybe I keep it but overlap it. Let me do this only local. So this is our consolidation zone. If it breaks above 300, then that will be very interesting. Around 320 or so. So this is still consolidation zone. CRO is here. So yeah, you can, so this same thing is the box I will draw. So this bounce could touch 0.18, 0.17. Doge, similar thing. If it breaks above the red line, then we are interested. So at this moment, it's just going down. Maybe there's just some kind of a channel we can see. We see here some kind of not so symmetrical, but I mean, not a perfect parallel channel. But yeah, this kind of a thing. Anyway, so likewise, this is like something like this. Range bound movement. You see, maybe you can extend up to this. Continue to this. So if it can break above 0.1, will then we are interested. Otherwise, it's going down. Like this one. Huge. I'm not calculating all the support because it's useless unless because it's going to be BTC driven. Yeah, similar thing. So dot is consolidating in this zone. So it could go up to this level. This is the boundary. 10, 10, 11 plus, good. Otherwise, nothing. I'm just being more optimistic here. I don't think it will go up beyond this, but I'm being a little more optimistic here. So if it could go up, next 2 weeks are very important. Next 2 weeks are because I'll get more information on commodities because they are also having a turning point. The bond yields are also on turning point. So as I said, there's no change to them in terms of there's no risk to those commodities and bond yields, but they are at a very important level. So next 2 weeks will tell me more about what they're doing because if they go down, then this is the bottom for everything in crypto. So this is the key moment. That's why I'm highlighting 17K. That recent low is a key level. If the other things that are influencing, if they go down, then BTC and stock will rally. So next 2 weeks, very important. Okay, so I think more or less the same thing here. I don't need to draw unless you have a question because you might not be having it. But the same thing, I would say ladder box. Ethereum is important. Ethereum is important, but we don't talk much about it because it doesn't do anything different than Bitcoin. So yeah, this is where it is. And still need to see its big move. This is the level. This is the next lower level. We'll be able to buy a lot if the support fails. the reality is when the things go down, even after that, people will get so scary they will not even touch it. Because they wouldn't have idea on this crap now. There's no bounce. So this is still a possibility at this moment. Flux. See, Flux got this one. Yeah, so we have it covered. We don't need to add more. I'm keeping FTM. See, this is the bounce we are talking about. So this could bounce like this. Then decision somewhere here. Should have a decision. We earlier, who knows? This is the pattern. This is a sample one that I took. This is sample because what we are seeing is a mirror image. If you draw a simple vertical line, you're seeing a mirror image. This right hand side is this left hand side. Potential bounds. Not necessarily if this is up to this one, but possible. Who knows? Up to it could be. So height is not exact. So it's like it could be uneven a little bit, but this is what is happening. It resetting the whole entire move. It has reset this much. So if this is failed, then it could go up to this level and so on. So that's what is. That's why I took this as a sample because there's a clear symmetry here in so many coins. So this is consolidating at this moment. We put a box here. And it could go up from here if it has to. This goes down like this. This is a sample one. What to say? I mean, this is crap now, right? So we can skip it. It's also same. HNT is consolidating in this range. So I would nothing more to add. But this one, if this is broken, then this the next. KCS, one of the strongest coins. It's here. Okay. So it has to go within this range. So if it can re-enter, so this is the limit. This is going to be the resistance. The yellow is going to be the resistance for it. KDA stuck here. Not bad. Consolidating. So this becomes its consolidation zone. Like it had it here. It could have here. And then decide further. Chain link. Similar story. So this is very important. So you see the projection. This one, this one, this one. This is like now this it could go up from here, touch this one. So this one here. So, but yeah, more or less the same structure. Let's keep this. Don't have enough data for this one. Luna is not that strong. Yeah, it's not that strong. This is an ugly drop. This is really good. Then 3 days ago, this was nasty drop. It has ruined everything. It's really going up nicely. Very risky. So basically it has a larger consolidation zone now. The same story. This is interesting chart actually. When I see, if this is Bitcoin, I would say this could go really go up, but this is not Bitcoin. Anyway, so this is showing strength. Mana is showing strength. So this looks good. I'm just seeing now. Oh, it was on one day. Makes sense. We should have looked at weekly. That's why. On one day, everything looks strong at this moment. On a weekly, we should see, yeah. So weekly is different. Weekly is this.
Bitcoin pumping.
Yeah, Bitcoin pump. It should. It should. It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise. Next 20 hours, it has free time. Recess time. Then the headmaster will come. So this is as expected. We had this yellow box, a yellow circle. It reacted here, right? So now what else? We could say it could go up all the way. So you never know. This matic could actually pump all the way here, near somewhere near here, this level point 8, and then a decision, then checkpoint. The matic also looks showing strength. So this is also one coin touched the yellow circle that as expected, right? And this was added long back, like a few weeks ago, and it has hit it. So again, this could be this consolidation zone and then checkpoint. RNDR was showing strength, It went up really nicely here, but it dropped. This is ugly movement. I don't like this kind of a movement. Like, look at this, went up, dropped 70%, went up, dropped 80%. The good thing is it's not making new low, so it's not out of the game, but only thing is the price action is ugly. So this coin, you cannot put a stop loss easily because unless you have small, so the way to handle this coin is to handle with the size. This stop loss won't work with this kind of a coin. No way. Because you see the drawdown of this one is 27%. It's not small. It can hit any stop loss. So there's no way to trade this but to accumulate in a tiny bit. That's the strategy. There's no other way. If you put a lot of money and say, I'll just keep without stop loss, that also you can be surprised because it would move 30% and never make new high, then you're doomed, right? If you put a lot of money with stop loss, again it could drop a lot. You're stopped out, it would go up, you're doomed. Both this approach won't work. Only approach would work is let me go extremely slow with this coin and add as it goes up. That's the only way. I don't see any other way you could trade this. Because of its behavior. So this is also reacted here. We were expecting it to touch the circle almost there. So now this whole entire region is its consolidation zone, right? And if it could break above this level, then it's positive, but it has to break above this to be to reverse. So long way to go, not bad. But sand has strength at this moment, comparatively speaking, for sure. I see. Yeah. Above the blue will be the fun. So I think the touching the blue should not be a problem for sand. So to me, this is like 30% move is possible. 30% move. Then I think somewhere here it will decide. SKL, not doing anything. SOL, SOL, the direction I made, yeah, it got rejected. So this was good. I think I made this for someone. But anyway, this is still valid. Look at this one. It reacted here, which makes sense. So it tried to go up, break above, fail, went down, but it's still, so this is a big, I think we should draw like this. And if it fails again, then goes for S5. I should remove this. If it fails, then it goes down, and then if it goes, then goodness, 54 is a major resistance. So maybe I should extend this. 85 is needed for new all-time high. Okay, then what else? That's it. I'll open for any question. I think I covered all. If you have Spectrum should be able to handle a lot of scenarios. I think I saw a few randomly. It's not bad. It's not bad. What else?